has proven for the last 15 years, actually 18 years, to be a corrupt, dishonest, crooked, criminal organization. And I want you to be aware that this is a company that does not have your interests at heart. So Wells Fargo, which I have long referred to as a criminal enterprise impersonating a bank, and, you know, I've always offered Wells Fargo a chance to rebut that and say, I'm being cruel or dishonest or whatever, but there's silence from them. It also turns out there's a lot of silence from Wells Fargo in doing what they were supposed to take care of people that they cheated over the years with a variety of things that Wells Fargo engaged in, where they cheated people on auto loans, they cheated people by doing identity theft, opening accounts as if they were the individuals so that people could reach bonus levels and things like that. I mean, it's unbelievable the things that have gone on at Wells Fargo. Well, now there's a brand new report that from Bloomberg that both the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, that's a federal agency that usually only kisses up to the banks, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau have warned that new sanctions are coming to Wells Fargo because they have not complied with the settlements that they reached in cheating people. It also came out this week in Barron's magazine that one of the key architects of fraudulent activity at Wells Fargo is claiming the Fifth Amendment, the right against self-incrimination, hundreds of times on questions asked. And so far, no one at Wells Fargo has gone to prison, not a soul, for engaging in wholesale fraud against customers. This is a company that seems beyond the ability to reform. And you know, I am so harsh on the giant monster mega banks for this reason. These four banks, which are Citi, Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, are treated as systematically important, meaning that the regulators do everything they can to prop up these four banks because they represent half of banking in the United States. And it has allowed these banks to engage in behavior that takes them above the law. And no individual, no institution, and no organization or company should be above the laws of the United States. The problem is Wells Fargo has proven for the last 15 years, actually 18 years, to be a corrupt, dishonest, crooked, criminal organization. And I want you to be aware that this is a company that does not have your interests at heart, has not, even after getting caught red-handed doing one illegal activity after another, has still not followed the rules that they agreed to, has still not paid people the restitution that they were owed. And this is a company that I believe you should be very careful continuing to do business with if you already do. And if you're looking for a financial institution, the thing today is, why would anybody go for your basic banking to a giant monster mega bank, where they get up every morning trying to figure out how they're going to pinch your wallet, how they're going to fee you to death? Why would you do that when today there are so many alternatives? You know, it's funny, I was reading a story just yesterday about Fidelity Investments. Fidelity Investments, for the third time this year, is hiring thousands and thousands and thousands of workers because people are gravitating to these financial houses that offer phenomenal deals to their customers. I mean, the money is flowing to the places that are looking at the modern era, how best to serve people, instead of looking in the rearview mirror and trying to figure out how to get in your wallet and take as much money as possible. Why did I mention Fidelity? Because the reality is you don't have to do your banking with a traditional kind of organization. You can use fintech, a quasi-bank. You can, with an app. You can use an online bank. You can use a credit union. You can use a stockbroker, a discount broker. There are so many ways that you can do your quote-unquote banking now without being with one of these overpriced dinosaurs. And as for one of the reasons people stayed with these big banks was because their ATM networks. I want you to think about how little so many of us use cash now, how often you ever need an ATM, number one. Number two, so many of the alternatives that you can go to for banking offer ATM networks where you can withdraw money fee-free. Then the next thing with the banks, okay, all right, I want you to think about it. The bill pay thing seems to hold people with a financial institution, changing the bill pays. So I'm asking you to create 45 minutes to 1 hour of misery one time in your life, changing your bill pays, and if you have any automated withdrawals, changing those so you will be free from the clutches of old school and move instead to modern new school. Now, the final clincher. All right, Krista, I have no idea what you're going to say to this. You may make me look like an idiot.
Oh, no. Not possible.
Well, I am an idiot a lot. How many times in the last year have you had to go into a branch to do something at a bank?
0.
That's right. I mean, people don't tend to have to go into a branch of a bank anymore at all. So having those huge branch networks no longer valuable. Final thing is bank branches suck the life out of a neighborhood. They're open minimal hours. They're built like fortresses. And you could instead on that really cool corner have really fun restaurants with patios. You could have cool boutiques, whatever. Anything other than a life-sucking bank branch eating up the vitality of a corner or a neighborhood.